Okay, sitcom 2 folks. Okay, I'm gonna make a quick video, another one of my badly produced videos, but that's not my job. I'm not a video producer or a director, and I'm not a movie star. I'm just a writer with some screen credits here to help you. Okay, so what I have put on Canvas for assignment 2 is the pitch document for a show called Dump. It's got a dirty word in it, which you'll see, but I would never say that word out loud. It's the, oh, wait a minute, my screen. It's the F word. Anyways, this is basically a TV pitch that a friend of mine sold like 6 years ago, something like that, okay? Meaning that I think it was CBS, bought it from him, paid him to write it, but then didn't make it. That's what happens to the majority of pilots that they buy. They commission the writer to write it. Maybe they pay them 50 grand, maybe they pay them 100 grand. And then after it's written, they're not obligated to make the show. But it's a great example of something that got bought from a writer with experience that they trusted when he came in and gave them a pitch. Now, so the document is called Dump the Pitch, okay? And you'll see it's dated August 1st, 2012, and it says, turns out what my mother-in-law, it starts with, turns out what my mother-in-law told me at my wedding was true. I'm not good enough for her daughter. So I want you to read the whole document, okay, and think about it, okay? That's the first thing. Then I want you to do your version of the document for your show idea, but I only need you to do the first 2 pages. So I'm just going to talk you through what you're going to pick up from this document, okay? If you look at the first page of it, so you need to get it in your hand to finish this video. If you want to take a pause, print it out, bring it up on your screen. If you look at the first page of Dump the Pitch, okay, there's a discussion in there about why the writer is writing this story. Now, in real life, some of this is true and some of this is not true. I don't care whether yours is true or not, but this is where we start to become a salesperson. So make up a reason why you're telling your story. Many of you have already kind of implied it. I'm writing about someone of this ethnicity because I am that ethnicity. So that's how I have some insight, some knowledge. That's perfectly great. If you're writing something that you have no way of connecting to, this is a good time to dream one up, okay? In any event, if you look on that first page and get towards the bottom of it, you'll see the sentence that starts with, the paragraph that starts with, as much as I don't relate to my in-laws, I've come to realize in the 5 years I've been married that you just don't marry your spouse, you marry their entire family. The next sentence and the next paragraph starts with so, with that in mind. That sentence that starts with so, with that in mind, is the log line of the show. You'll see it there towards the bottom of page 1. He says, quote, I want to write a comedy about an average guy and his brilliant wife who, due to financial hardship, are forced to live with her family of highly intelligent but emotionally stunted geniuses. That sentence is essentially the log line for that show which sold and didn't get made. So we're using that as our template to how to encapsulate an idea to sell it, okay? And that'll also help us reduce an idea to something we can talk about when we start to write our pilot, okay? I want you to read the whole pitch document, but I want you to reproduce with your show in mind just the first 2 pages. So I want you to talk about in your document for about 2/3 of a page why you're writing it. And you can see this is like big type. I don't know how many words there are. Okay, this is not, you don't have to go on and on. Maybe it's 10 sentences. Okay, and then I want you to give us your log line again, changing, reducing, strengthening, concentrating your log line. See if you can understand what's in his document that makes his log line make sense. Okay, and then I want you to also, you don't need to have a poster, there's no visuals. His visual document is in files. You'll see there's an extra PDF because he also showed them a funny visual with some actors' pictures. Those were not the real actors, they were just actors that he chose for the pictures. You might enjoy it, I put it on there. So I want you to write the same sections, use the same sections that he has. So you have your pitch, you have your explanation of why you want to write it. Towards the end, put your log line in there, and then give me the title. That's page 1. On page 2, I want to see the setup. Just like he has his setup, you have your setup. It could be 4 sentences, 5 sentences. I want to see the thematically section like he has. That could be 1 to 2 sentences total. And then I want to see the characters. If yours is a solo one-person show, meaning there's one central character, don't go on and tell me any of the other characters. That we're not up for that. Make your character description 3 or 4 sentences, but this whole document should not go past 2 pages. I'm trying to keep it short for now. I'm not asking you to reproduce his entire 8-page pitch document. I'm asking you to adapt his first 2 pages. So, why I'm writing this show, the log line, the setup, which could be 3 or 4 sentences, the section he calls thematically, which is 1 or 2 sentences, and then 4 to 5 sentences on a main character or about your ensemble. And that's it. Don't go beyond page 2. Okay? So part of this is an exercise in understanding why what he wrote was good enough to sell, or at least a good enough description to sell, and adapting what you're writing and you're conceptualizing to this template to kind of universalize it and simplify it. Okay? So that's what you're turning in a week. Email me at depaulg@newschool.edu with questions. I'm going to do a Zoom live video conference at 9:30 on Thursday, this coming Thursday night, which is what? That is the 6th of February at 9:30. So I'll send an email out about that and ask you to RSVP. So we could talk about this pitch document if you have further questions, which you should have good questions about it, assuming you've read the whole thing, 8 pages, right? 8 pretty easy to read pages. So email me if the assignment does not make sense. Otherwise, this is due in 1 week and you're sending me a 2-page maximum PDF. Could be 1.5 to 2 pages. PDF. Okay? Any questions, please let me know. Thank you so much. Okay.